forgot my little thing. I'm gonna put my little thing on. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about Facebook Lives again. I'm gonna share with you today 7 technical tips to improve your Facebook Lives. One of those little tips and just interesting things that you can do with your Facebook Lives is there. Can you see it? Can you let me know that you can see the little love heart on the screen there? As you are coming in, please say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. If you're part of this community, put the palm tree down below. If you're part of my free Facebook community, put the fishy down below as well. Hello, Helen. Lovely to see you on live, Helen. That's awesome that you're here. So say hello, put the palm tree down below, put the fishy little below, and you can see my little love heart. So this is a new little, well, it's not new, but it's one of the tips that I want to share with you today regarding Facebook Lives and some little things that you can use that are right there in front of you that you can use. So who else have we got here? Hello, Andrew. How are you? Hello, Rob. How are you going? Thank you for saying hello to Henry. Hello, Julie. Hello, Robin. Great to see you all jumping in here. If we've not met before, you see the love heart, that's awesome. Hello, Heather, how are you going? You still cannot watch lives. I have to watch the replays, but you're on live now. So that's awesome. Great to see you on live right now. Those of you that are tuning in that have not met me before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. We have a crew, an online crew here where we are all home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, learning to leverage the internet and use social media to build our business. So when we can do that, we're all, earning lots of money and running our businesses through sort of social media that you can run your business from anywhere. So we can all go on a holiday on this beautiful, we'll have a lifetime version. I don't think this version is going to hold all of us, but we're going to get on this cruise ship and go for a wonderful holiday. Hello, Sean. How are you? Sean is going to be drinking his scotch on the cruise. I know Rob is going to be drinking Budweiser. Did I get it right this time, Rob? I'm going to be drinking margaritas, or if I'm with Brady, it's lime margaritas or a gin and tonic. I'll have that too. So, we're just here to learn to really use social media to build our business because it's really the most effective, fastest way that you can get exposure. When you get exposure to more people, then, you've got more chance of growing your business. So that's why we are here. If you are part of my free Facebook community, which is Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, there is a link to that up above in the description. If you're not part of that group, please join that group. At the moment, we are running a 14-day live Facebook Live video challenge in that group. So there's lots of activity in that group. Even if you're not in the challenge, don't want to participate in the challenge, click on the link and ask to join that group because there's all sorts of training that I'm doing over there specifically on Facebook Live. And it's just an awesome community. Anyway, for those of you guys that are on live and are in that community, is it not a great community to be a part of? Put the word yes down below if you think it is. And the topic today regarding Facebook Live, what's coming up, we're on, what am I on now? So in my time zone, I think I'm on day 5. Of the video challenge. So depending where people are around the world, they get there a little bit quicker than others. And so what's coming up over those, Rob, not part of a group, get in it. Absolutely, Rob. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Great to see you on live. So what's coming up is all this. Hello, Jenny. How are you? All these, little things and little tips that I just sort of, you just done day 4. Awesome, Rob. I'll have to go and watch that. Helen, it's an awesome community to be part of. Loving it. That's awesome. Robin says absolutely. Thank you for your feedback, guys. If anyone's watching the replay while you're watching here, just put the word replay down below so I can say hello to you guys afterwards. Thanks for your feedback, guys. Sean, you've just done day 4 of the video challenge. Good for you. I'll get to those. It's hard to keep up with everyone's videos, and some of them I actually miss because it's just sort of moving so fast. But we've got an awesome supportive supportive community over there, all learning how to sort of conquer Facebook Live for the first time. Hey, Katrin, how are you? Definitely is. It's great to see you on live. So I want to get into sort of these 7 technical tips. Some of them you might be aware of. Some of them you might be aware of, but you're not sure how to execute. Some of them you may have never heard of sort of before, like the little love heart that I've got on the screen. That may be something that you haven't done before. So this is to help those that are in the video challenge, but even if you're not in the video challenge, this is going to be useful for anybody doing Facebook Lives currently, or it's going to arm you with some really good tips before you start doing Facebook Live. So either way, it's going to be win-win. I know, right? Still got a few to catch up on. Yeah, there's a lot of videos to catch up on. And I saw some last night that were like from days ago, and it's like, oh, I didn't see that one. And I didn't see that one. And it's like, I think I've caught up with everyone's videos and I haven't. But it's all good. So let me get on to tip number 1. I've got some notes here, just written down the 7 to make sure that I don't forget any of them. So the first one is, and I think I explained this to the people in my group yesterday, is that when you do a Facebook Live, afterwards, yeah, Rob, being busy supporting people, absolutely. After you've done your Facebook Live, sometimes it's not the most flattering image that's left up on the screen. So when people are scrolling through your newsfeed and they've seen that you've done a live, it could be a really awkward shot of your face. You could be mid-sentence, you could have a funny expression on your face. So we do have the opportunity to change that. Now, how we do that is after you've finished your Facebook Live. And I want to stress why this is important, is that most people catch the replay. It's not very often that we're going to get a huge, audience live, especially if you've got a worldwide audience, like I do, like everyone's on different time zones, and not everybody is going to be able to catch you live at the time you go live because they're working, they're busy, they're sleeping, whatever it is. So most people are going to catch the replay of a live. It doesn't matter as long as they're watching. So one of the really key things is obviously the heading. That's not one of these technical tips, but the heading of your Facebook Live, please don't underestimate, the importance of that, because most people are actually catching the replay. Hey, Tanya, how are you? Awesome to see you on live. Hope you're doing really well. So we want to give people a reason to watch that replay. So the heading up the top is really important. Give them a compelling heading, or whatever your intention for the video is, whatever you're talking about. Let people know that sort of in the description. So that's just a little side note. It's not one of the technical tips. But because of most people watching the replay, they're going to be seeing sort of what you look like. So if you've got a nice sort of smiling sort of face, if that's one of your images to choose from, it might not be. It's just a little bit nicer, for you and the person sort of viewing, that it's a nicer image rather than a awkward card of image. So all you need to do is, you do need to go to a computer though, is after you've done your Facebook Live, you go to a computer and you go back to find your live. You click on the 3 buttons on the top sort of right-hand corner of your actual live, and you click edit. And when you click edit, a bigger screen is going to come up on your computer. And then it's going to, on the right, it's going to say thumbnail, and it's going to have an image there. And that's the image that is currently showing on the news feed of your video. So in the middle of your screen there, it's going to give you some options to change that. So depending how long your video is, it's not a standard number. It'll be more if it's a longer video. It'll be less options if it's a shorter video. But you have the ability to sort of scroll through those images, click on one, save it, and that will be your new thumbnail. There is also, if you're really technical, and a lot of people are starting out on Facebook Lives, you won't go to this extent, but it is an option. Underneath all those images is a button that says you can upload your own image. So if you're really creative, if you want to go to the trouble of, you could create your own little graphic on a program like called Canva, and then you can save it to your computer, and you can actually upload that graphic to the beginning of your Facebook Live. So there are all sorts of options sort of to change what your Facebook Lives looks like in your newsfeed. Now, none of that is essential. It's the content that you are talking about. It's the value that you are giving people that is most important. It's not really what the image is or uploading an image, but just to let you know, it is one of those technical tips to improve visually, what your Facebook Live looks like, or the attractiveness of it, at the beginning of it. Okay. Hello, Heather. So happy to be back. It's so beautiful to see you back, Heather. I love seeing you on live here. So that's tip number 1 about the thumbnail. Tip number 2, this is one that if you are, and I'm going to try to do this on screen and see how it works. So if you are using a visual, like a book or notes or a whiteboard or something like that, on a normal Facebook Live, when you just go live and hit the play button, hello Tina, and show a visual of something, and I did this the other day and I didn't flip my screen, that's okay. This will look to you backwards. So you can't see it as I want you to see it, like you're actually looking at a book. So the way we navigate that, and I'm going to explain it to you and do it while we were on the screen. When you're on a Facebook Live, down in the bottom corner is something that looks like a wand. So I'm going to press that wand now. Okay. And then when we're there, it's going to, this is not going to work for me. I'll just try it. Oh no, it is going to work for me. Facebook playing games with me again. I can't pull up any filters. So I wanted to do Christmas filters at the moment. So when I first jump on live, there's something Christmassy, and the little circle just goes round and round and round and round and won't bring up any filters, but I can access this. So you click the little wand. When you've clicked that, you're going to have a variety of options down the bottom. So one is a star, then there's a circle, then there's something that looks like a mask, then there's some sort of diamondy looking things, then there's a frame. You can put a frame around your life. So it's the one on the very end that looks like a spade and like a spanner that are crossed like that. So the second step is that you want to press that. I'm going to go and do that now. Now you've got the option on your screen of 3 different things to choose from. And one of them is grayed out, so it's gray and blank. And then, so this is what I can do with that. Can you see the difference? Can you let me know in the comments section? I can't see comments at the moment because I'm on my screen, but can you let me know that you can now see the book in its normal, as if you were looking at a book like that? The other one that's next to it is like that. So if for some reason you want to turn yourself upside down, that's the next one. Okay? Now the third one, and this is actually included in my 4th tip, but I'll show it to you now. I'll go back to normal, and I'm just going to flip that back around and put that back down and get out of here. Oh, I'm getting red dots on my screen now where I've pointed. Okay? I'm just going to go back. Come on, Facebook. There we go. So I can see the comments. So could you see that? Let me just check the comments. Oops, cancel that. It's so sensitive when you sort of touch the sort of screen. So yes, yep. Sean said yes. Robin said, oh, cool. Helen can see correct version, yes. So hopefully, Helen, with what I described there, clicking the wand, then clicking the spanner, then clicking the one on the far left, that you can go and try that now and see if it works for you. Katrin said yes, and yes, I was upside down. Hey, Tamara. See, I said it right. I didn't say Tamara. I said Tamara. I can see the book as normal. This must be for an iPhone. Oh, yes. Do you not have this? Do you have a different version of a phone and cannot see that? Tamara, let me know. Let me know. Upside down. How do you go back? So literally you just click back out of it. Like there's a little circle on the side with a line through it. You just get back to that and it takes you back, to the normal screen. So you just getting back out of it again. So just play with it. You can actually play with it without going live, Helen. So just go to your phone as if you were going live and play with the buttons without going live. And then you can navigate in and out of it without actually pushing the go live button. So you can actually play with it. Here's another big tip for you guys. And I've done this before. There is a heart. That's right. There is a heart. I've deliberately put that there. That's one of the technical tips that I'm going to talk about. Great job on the pronunciation. I got there. You have an Android. So do you not see the same options on an Android? Can you let me know, Tamara? Now, what was the other thing I was going to tell you? Oh, that's right. You can't do this on a business page, but on a personal profile, when you go live, so once again, this is only personal pages, you can go as if you're going live, but you can right up the top near your name. Let me see what it actually says. You can change your live to be only you. So you can actually go live, but it only goes live to you. So it sits in your news feed and you freak out because you think everybody can see it, but it's only to you. So you can test different things going live, but you're the only one that sees it. Nobody else on your friends list, public, can see it. So if I go into it, I'm just checking on my other phone for the exact wording. I go to my profile. We're getting some good tips, guys. If you're getting value out of this, let me know. And then I go to do a post. And then I go live. Yeah, so just underneath my name, it says public. Helen, you've used only me, which is a great fit. So it says public, but you can click on the little down arrow and it says, so it's on public, mine, but I can change it to only my friends. So let's say that I'm doing a Facebook Live and I've made my Facebook page public, but I only want my friends to see it. I can change the settings in my live to be just my friends. I can also change it to be friends except, and you can exclude people. So if there's somebody you don't want to see your live, you can exclude them. And the bottom one says only me. So you can change, now, can you see that? Hang on. So the bottom one there, so at the moment, oh, this is interesting to navigate. No, at the moment it's on public. Then it says friends excluding, and see this bottom one that says only me. So I can click that. I did this the other day just to test a few things. And I go live, and so the only person that's seeing it is me. I can play, I can see, I can go backwards, frontwards, use, pretty things and whatever. And then when I press post, it will appear in my news feed and you get a little bit of a shock because you're like, oh, it's in my news feed, can anyone see it? But it's only you. But also another little tip, when the next time you go live, it's defaulted to only you. So you've got to change it back. You can't leave it there because you could be doing all these lives, and if you haven't changed it back to public, no one else is seeing it and you're going, why am I not getting any feedback? Why am I not getting any comments? Why am I not getting interaction? Because you're the only one seeing it. So if you change it, don't forget to change it back. Are you following along with me? Is this good? If this is good, give me some palm trees, send me some likes and loves, let me know that you're getting some value out of this. So that was number 2. Number 3, if you are outside, let's talk about volume. Make sure that the volume on your phone is right up. If you're outside and you are in the wind, use earphones, always. So if you are outside and there is no wind, no problem, can hear you fine. But if you are outside and there is any kind of wind, you're at the beach or you're just outside, and Robin, you can make the only me public. Not quite sure what you're saying, because only me is one short option and public is the other option. So you don't have to go public with your Facebook Live on your personal page. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Robin. But anyway, so yeah, if you're outside and, I didn't bring them in. When you do that, and your earphones are in, your microphone is here. So if you take the earphones out, but you have it plugged into your phone and you keep talking, guess what? No one can hear you. You need to unplug the earphones to then be normal sound. So if you use earphones, keep the earphones in. Do not take earphones out mid-live because you think, oh, maybe it's not windy. I'll take them out. If it's still plugged into the end of your phone, the microphone has just gone. And you're not, because they're still plugged in, people can't hear you. So you're talking away and everyone's going, yeah, they can't hear you. So if you start with microphones, leave microphones in unless you unplug it. If you're outside and there's no wind, no problem. Sound on, phones generally is pretty good. The other thing I want to warn you on, which somebody did, and I've done it before as well, is if you do use a selfie stick of any sort, the thing that can go wrong, which happened to this person, is you clip your phone in here, so you stretch it out to fit your phone. But because we're using, we should be doing our lives in landscape, it often hits the volume button up the top. So unbeknownst to you, it's hit the volume button and turned it off. So it's gone silent. And you do a live and, it should work anyway, but if there's no sound to your live, it's possible that you've actually turned the sound completely off just by the selfie stick accidentally resting on the volume button, because we're landscape and it just sits up here. This knocks that. And so just a little tip that you need to be aware of with sound when you use a selfie stick, okay? So sound is one of the things that is critical to people absorbing, even if the visual is not that fantastic, maybe a little bit blurry. It's always, as I said before, it's the content, it's the valuable information, it's what you're saying that is the critical thing. So people must be able to hear you sort of more than anything. So that was tip number 3, is just a little bit about sound. Number 4 is definitely about lighting. So the other thing I want to show you, and I'm going to do this on screen as well, I just want to give you sort of a tip, especially when you're outside. The sun must be in front of you, not behind you. When you are in an office or a room or something like that, don't have the lights behind you. You always want, I've got a light in front of me. The light always has to be in front of you. The sun needs to be in front of you. Otherwise, your face is too dark and people can't see you. If you're on a phone and the lighting isn't fantastic and there's nothing you can do about it, here's another technical tip. So follow along with me here. I'm not sure if this is going to work for me because I've got a strong light in front of me, but I'm clicking the wand down the bottom. Okay, I'm going back to my spanner looking option on the bottom of the screen. Now, there were 3 things that you have to choose from. 2 of them I've already showed you. One of them is flipping the screen so you could see the writing of my book. The other one was turning me upside down for whatever reason that might serve a purpose. The third one, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Oh, it is, even here. Can you see that I'm changing the light on my live from my phone? So I've already got a light in front of me, but I can click this. It gives me 3 options. So dull. So let's say this was my natural light, which it's not, but because I've actually dulled it down. But let's say it was like that. If I push it once, we're going lighter. If I'm pushing it again, we're going lighter again. So you have the ability to actually increase your lighting on your own phone. Okay? Is that a cool tip? Did you know that before? So that's awesome that you've got a little bit of control about the lighting, that you can brighten yourself up from your actual phone. Okay? Now, what was mine on? It wasn't on that. Was that normal? I'm not sure which one's normal. I reckon it might have been that one maybe? Perhaps or is that one better? Am I a little bit bright? I can't see your comments, so I'm not sure what you're saying. So I'm just going to leave it on that one there. And then to get out of that, I'm just going to tap back on my screen. So to answer your question, Helen, about how do you get back out of it. So when you're in that screen, just tap your screen and it gets you out of that menu, okay? So we got some comments there. No, you never knew that. So there you go. Lighting options is a great feature, thank you. So if there's not enough light on your face, use that feature on your phone, increase the lighting of your face because that's, an important part of a Facebook Live as well, okay? Number 5, if you use the filters that are available to you by Facebook itself, which are really cool, we can push, the wand feature at the bottom of our screen, get up all these filters to choose from. Just be very aware that if you use a filter with music, nobody can hear you. I've learnt this myself the hard way, and I've also picked it up on people that are using the filters in the Facebook challenge. The music is so loud on some of those filters, that when you're talking, it's just completely drowned out. So if you're going to use a filter with loud music on it, just do some actions and say hello to people while it's going on, and then turn it off and talk. Because there was one that I watched, they'd actually talked quite a while with the filter on and I couldn't understand anything that they just said. So just a little tip, filters with music, don't talk while the music is on. You need to turn the filter off to be able to talk because it drowns out your voice, okay? Great, tapping the screen to go back, thank you, no worries. Okay, so that's the filters. Number 6 is definitely remembering anybody doing Facebook Lives, do them in landscape mode and be careful of a screen lock. So if you are doing a live and you are sideways, it is because you've got the orientation lock on. So what that means is, I think I showed this before the other day, if I'm on my phone and I'm looking at something, get out of that. If I go into, say, a photograph, so I've got a photograph. I went out to dinner last night with some friends at the gym, so I'm looking at it that way. But if I go this way, my phone rotates with me to look at it at landscape. So that's what your phone should do. If your phone does not do that, you know that your screen is locked. So you need to unlock the screen. Am I making you dizzy? You need to unlock your screen to make sure when you go live, it's not locked on and you're going live sideways. Okay, so you can easily check that yourself before you go live just by looking at a photo, and when you rotate the screen, is the photo rotating with you? If it doesn't rotate when you go like that, you've got your screen lock on, and depending what type of phone you've got, the biggest recommendation I could give you there is just Google it for your type of phone. There'll be different ways to unlock it depending on the type of phone that you've got. So just Google it and work out what type of phone you've got as to fix that. One of the main reasons for that is the visual, and also if people look at your video on a desktop computer, if you do your live vertically, there's these 2 big grey bars down the side of your video if you do it in vertical. If you do it in landscape, it's much more visually appealing. People can see the whole sort of area of your video rather than having those big fat grey lines down the side. That's the main reason for it. There are, depending where you're repurposing that video, to YouTube or Instagram or things like that, there may be the odd reason why you do actually want to do a vertical. But if your main reason is for Facebook and Facebook only, then definitely do it landscape. Okay, and the last one, the little technical tip that you can be a little bit creative, which I see most do vertical. Yeah, that's because they just don't know otherwise, really. It's just lack of skill and not knowing that, because we always do everything vertical on our phone, that's just the natural thing to go live vertical. So unless you know a little bit about social media marketing and live video and Facebook Live, it's generally just people are not aware, because we do everything on our phone that way. We just naturally go live that way. It's just the natural instinct for people to go live that way. So the last thing I wanted to sort of share with you is the little love heart that I've got up there, is that you can, the first one I did, I just typed in hi. So it's just freehand with your finger. You can type hi, hello, Merry Christmas across, anything like that. But you can just pick a color and do it. So I'm going to do that as well. So I'm just on my live. So I'm going to click the wand again, if it's going to work for me. And then next to the sort of spanner looking one that we've been using to flip the screen and increase our light, the little spanner one next to the little spanner one looks like a pencil. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to choose a color. So there's all little dots of color. So I might choose a light blue color. And now what am I going to do? I might just do another love heart over here. There we go. And then just to click out of it. Oops, no. I'm going to just go back to where the pencil is. I'm just going to the end there and clicking the circle at the button, which now doesn't want to play with me. And also, when that menu bar is down the bottom, if you look in the middle of your screen, there's a little arrow that points down when you're looking at that menu bar. If you just point on that, it'll get rid of the menu bar again, and now I can see your comments again. Okay, you're a wizard, Helen. Thanks, Rob. So that's the other thing that you can do to be different. If you're on social media doing live videos, you can also be different. So that's something like the red one I did before I went live. So if you want to write something or play with it before you go live, let's say you do something and it looks terrible, just erase it and then do another one. So it's sitting there when you go live. Or while you're live, you could do just what I did then and navigate the menu while everyone's still on live with you, and you can just have a little play. That's another little technical tip that you may not know that was there. That's just something a little bit interesting and different. Anything that you can do that makes you stand out from the crowd or makes somebody go, how did she do that? Or how did he do that? It's a good thing. Tamara, awesome. I need to make sure my Android can do this. Yeah, so I am on an iPhone. I think the features of Facebook Live should be all similar, but you will need to check that, for yourself. So there you go. How was that? Was that pretty cool? There's some little tips there. So whether you're participating in the Facebook Live challenge that we've got going on or not, I would like to think that those tips are very helpful to you. If you're doing Facebook Lives or you're going to venture into Facebook Lives at some stage, then you've got a whole lot of information there about some cool little tips that can help your lives, just be that little bit better than everyone else's. Hello, Glenn. How are you? You've just arrived on, Glenn, and I'm signing off. I'm going to watch the replay and take notes. Yeah, definitely. And that's the beauty of, once I've done a Facebook Live, it's there stored on my page. If you ever want to go back and look at a video that that I've done that's got tips like this, two ways that you can do that. You can just go back to my Helen Martin page, this page, and just click on the videos button. And, I generally try to remember to put headings underneath them in the library, so you can just go to the videos tab and they're all there. But I also upload every single one of my lives to my website, every single one. So you can go to my network marketing training library, and I actually put like a heading on the cover, so you can very easily and quickly see the topics that my lives have been on, and just scroll through there and find the video that you want. So there's a couple of ways to access the information, because the thing with Facebook Lives is that they do disappear down the newsfeed. So I might do awesome training today, but this will be gone in a few days' time, with other content. So that's a couple of ways that you can go back to videos that I've done. Just go to the videos tab, and that'll pull up all my videos on my public page, or you can go to my website as well. Jenny, great tips. Thank you. Glenn, I'll watch the replay. Yeah, some really good tips, Glenn, that you might get some, some useful information out of. Great tips. Big thank you. Thank you, Helen. Appreciate the feedback. Katrin, thank you for sharing your Facebook wisdom. No problem. I'm glad to hear that you have found this information sort of useful, especially for those of you, in the video challenge. For those of you that are in the video challenge, I'm just about to go live over there with a couple of little tips that I want to share with you. It won't be very long. So if you're on live with me now and you want to catch me over there, I will go over there in a couple of minutes' time. Can you show us how to do the headings at some stage on your video lives? So I can actually talk about that right now because it's really quick, Helen. There's 2 headings parts. So the heading in your description of your video, that's one thing that appears on your news feed. Okay, so that's really important for people to see, especially those people catching the replay, because you've got to give them the reason to push the button. If there's nothing written there and they don't know what you're talking about, they're not going to be compelled to push the button. So that's one heading. But that's not the heading that stays in your video library in your Facebook page. So like I just told you, if you want to go back and find a video that I've done, unless I go in and edit the video, and I wouldn't have done this with all of them, so not all of them will have a heading, unless I go back in and edit the video and put a heading at the top, when you go and push that videos button, the video itself is going to sit there. It's not going to have a heading. So what you want to do after your Facebook Live, while you're going in to check your thumbnail, which is what we talked about, that was the number 1 tip, while you've pressed those 3 buttons and that you're going into, the screen, which enables you to change the thumbnail picture of your video, right up the top of the page, it says video title. It's just as simple as that. Something like video title or title of video or something like that. And it might be the exact same wording that you've got in your description, which is what mine normally is. So what I've put in the description of my live, I will type up the top there, change the thumbnail, so up the top there where it says video title, something like that, type the same words up there, so then when somebody goes to your video tab on your Facebook page and they're looking at all your videos sitting in that video library, they've all got headings. So they can very quickly and easily see what you were talking about on a particular video and just go to that one. So if you went to my video library straight after this one and you wanted to go back to this video that's 7 tips to, what did I call it? 7 technical tips to improve your Facebook Lives. Unless I go and go into the 3 dots, edit, and type it up the top, this video will just sit there with no heading. Does that make sense? So we just got to go in and put the title at the top, and then it'll sit there on my library, the video library, with a heading. So it's as simple as that, Helen. So I hope that's helpful for you. You've got it, thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So if you thought this video was valuable, then put the word value down below if you haven't already. I see that Sean has already. That should be really useful information for those of you doing Facebook Lives. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate all your interaction and your comments. I've got, 2 more lives to do today. So this is my first. I'm going to go over in the group social media strategies for home business owners, just a couple of little tips for those of you in the challenge. Even if you're not in the challenge, you might find it useful sort of information to be aware of. And then I've got to do my live video for day 5 in my time zone. So it's all going on. Anyway, so thank you for your comments there. I appreciate it. I won't be on live here tomorrow. But I will be on live again next week with more valuable training for you. So have an awesome weekend. Enjoy your time with family and friends, whatever you're doing, and I will talk to you soon. See you guys. Bye.